Okay. Let me get my life together. I need some more lip. All right. Hey y'all, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys are safe. I hope you guys are out there flourishing and accomplishing goals. I know that this time frame that we're in right now is really limited and restricting, but I hope nonetheless you're finding ways to bring joy into your life and to stay calm and stay peaceful during this time. I am back. I'm finally doing this Q&A. I've been wanting to do this for so long. Y'all, it's been crazy these past few months, like school and, trying to graduate on time and then quarantine and then going back to work, like all of that, and then Black Lives Matter in the midst of all of that, and just trying to get my life back together because it's just been so hectic. I know it's been a long time. I'm so sorry for the long wait, but your girl is back and better than ever, okay? She is degreed, she is working full time, and she is living her best life, okay? So yeah, let's get into the Q&A. I got some questions off of my Instagram, and I'm gonna try to tag the people like somewhere on the screen so you guys can see who asked the questions. Most of them came from my best friend, so shout out to her. You're gonna see her name a lot. And yeah, let's get started. Okay, so the first question is, what is your favorite thing to do for fun? So my favorite thing to do for fun, I would say one is hanging out with my friends. I love hanging out with my friends and family, of course. Like going shopping, going to the movies, going out for like a day in the park. Oh, girls just wanna have fun. Taking photo shoots, like all types of just spontaneous things I love to do, going out to eat, whatever. My other favorite things to do, I would say, is singing.
I do that a lot in my room to myself. I just sing, and I sing to my favorite songs. I sing in the shower. I sing before I go to sleep. I sing when I wake up. I sing all the time. So I think that's like one of my favorite things to do for fun.
All right, next question. What time of the day do you think it's best to feed your mind spiritually? That's a really great question. I think the best time to feed yourself spiritually is to do it when you first wake up in the morning. I personally like to do that. Like when I get up in the morning, I like to just take a moment.
Hallelujah.
Calmness and serenity, and just breathe in and breathe out and just say thank you, God, for another day. And I have a daily devotional as well. Dang, I should have brung it. But I will leave the link in the description box so you can go check that out. It's on Amazon, I believe. And it's not that expensive, but it's a devotional book that my grandmother gave me before I left for Japan. And I read that like day in and day out, and I even sometimes share it with like my Sunday service group or like friends and stuff or castmates, because having that word with you is so important, including your Bible as well. Like just trying to feed yourself daily of the word. Now I'm not opposed to doing those things at nighttime either, because I also like to feed myself spiritually before I go to sleep. And I think that's also important as well. If you've had a rough day and you just need something to uplift you before you start again the next day or just go to sleep, feeding yourself spiritually is important. I say honestly, do it whenever you feel like it's really important and necessary for you to do so. I don't think there's a specific time, but for me personally, I would say the morning, just because that gets me started for the day. So yeah, next question. Was moving out of the country the hardest thing you've done? If not, what was? Wow, moving out of the country was extremely difficult. As excited and thrilled as I was to explore, because I love to travel, I love to meet new people, I love to do adventures, I love to explore and just get outside of my comfort zone and learn more about the world and myself. I didn't realize how scary it would be at the same time, because I'm 21, I just turned 21 at this point, and I was also still in school, so I was kind of scared in the back of my mind, thinking about like, oh my gosh, like how am I gonna do this? Am I gonna be disciplined enough? Am I gonna be dedicated enough? Like, how am I gonna execute my plans that I have set for myself? You know, I was very scared and nervous to embark on that. But I think all in all, yes, it was the hardest thing. It was the hardest thing to do. It was. But to second that, I would say to finish school in another country, because I've never studied abroad. I've never done any of that. So I was in for a whole nother treat, you know, and I didn't realize how tired I was.
Ah, the ghetto! The ghetto! The ghetto!
Like, I knew I was going to put in the work, but I was exhausted, y'all. But you know what? It's all worth it, because at the end of the day, I got it done, and your girl is degreed, period. Next question. Do you feel like your dream job, do you feel like you're in your dream job or not quite yet? I would say yes. I definitely think that I'm in my dream job right now. I'm doing exactly what I love to do, which is to sing, dance, and act. And I have the privilege of doing all three and one every single day. That is what brings me joy. Now, I will say, I think that this is not just it. Like, it's only up from here.
Okay? And that's on period.
I'm manifesting that God has even bigger plans for me in the future. So this isn't like the final step. This is just the beginning. So I'm looking forward to what the next 2 years and 5 years and 10 years have in store for me, because 1 year changed my entire life. So, I got chills thinking about that. But yeah, I definitely feel like I'm in my dream job, and I'm so blessed and thankful every single day. All right, number 5. What is, I meant to say how many questions there were. There's 9 questions, and I'm on question 5. Wow. Yeah, so number 5 says, what's your biggest cultural change or shock? So I would say my biggest cultural change was definitely going from an all-black university to another place where I am completely foreign to. Because I was so comfortable being around like my people and seeing my friends and my family all the time. Like I was saying in the last question, it's hard going from what you always known to something completely different, where it's just so rich and so different in great ways. Honestly, I love it here in Japan. And also being in a house full of people from all different countries, like not just America or Japan, but like the UK, Europe, you know, all those different types of countries. So it's just like, whoa, it's so many people. It's like a melting pot, honestly. And I get to work with so many different performers. Yeah, also I think being like the only black girl, or like one of the few black girls here, because that was very interesting. So yeah, that was the biggest culture shock. And the food, but I already knew that was gonna happen though, because I mean, it's Japan, but like the food is just way different here. Also the manner, the style of life here is so different. People carry themselves differently. People are more conservative, more quiet, more polite. It's cleaner here. It's just a lot of different things compared to what I was used to. But I will say, like, people are, pretty friendly. It's interesting to see how, even though another country, like, they speak a different language, how similar we still are at the end of the day. Like, we're still human. And I think sometimes we forget that. But yeah, that was some of the biggest, like, cultural shocks for me. Number 6. Where do you see yourself in 10 years career-wise? In 10 years, I see myself owning a big business, a big entrepreneurial business that I started, and partnering and collaborating with a lot of different artists, because I know I have visions for my makeup business, and I've been doing that for the past 2 years, freelancing, but I definitely want it to become more concrete and solid. Myself having like my own makeup line, having my own clothing line in addition to the makeup, and branching out in different avenues. And then like skincare, because for some reason I'm just really inspired to do that now. But that'll come later. I definitely just see myself doing that for one. So owning my own business, a successful business, and I see myself it's so crazy, like within 10 years, but I see myself, you know, of course, with a family and married, hopefully, if it's God willing. You know, it's all in God's timing, and I'm giving it to the but yeah, I see myself definitely married and then having kids.
That's the way I would hope for it to go, you know.
And also continuing my career as an entertainer, you know, acting, singing, dancing. I see myself doing all of those things, whether it be into one or whether it be in different areas. So like whether I'm doing film and television, doing like live tours or concerts. I see myself making my own music, producing my own music, and putting it out there, and it going out into the world successfully, and pursuing my dreams as an artist. I see myself even possibly getting into like hair. I mean, my mom has inspired me tremendously because she's a cosmetologist and she's been doing my hair for years. And you know, I've learned how to take care of my hair over the past years, from high school to college and to now. And I'm so grateful, because in Japan, this is something different. You know, I had to make sure that I'm taking care of my hair and I know what to do and what to put in it and what not to put in it, all that.
Because that matters. So
10 years being busy, booked and busy, and definitely getting paid for my talents and my gifts, continuing to utilize the gifts that God has given me, and just living my dream life, living the dream that God has for me. Next question, number 7, career plans after graduating in Japan. Well, I think right now I'm in my career plan. I'm working full time. This is something that I was dreaming about since last year. Crazy. It was just, wow. 2019 was a very rough year for me. Financially, emotionally, mentally, I just evolved. And I'm still evolving right now. You know, it's a work in progress. It's not something that I think is a destination necessarily, but a journey more so. I think I'm getting off topic, but yes, I go back to the point. I set this plan to work full time after I graduated college, and it just so happened to basically come in front of my eyes before I even knew that it was happening. God has his timing, and it's perfect. Now, like I said, I wasn't planning on being here this early, but I just knew that God was gonna lead me to something bigger. And I followed after what he called me to do, and I was obedient in the process. So I'm actually here in my future plan. Now, after this, I don't know just yet, but that is to be continued. Number 8, how was the transition coming from an HBCU to Japan? Whew, very different. Very different. Like I said, the culture here is different, and the culture at a HBCU is different. So being around my people that look like me every single day, and being able to just feel a lot more confident in my skin because I was around people that looked just like me every day, and I felt like I belonged. I didn't feel like I had to fit in. I didn't feel like an outsider or an outcast. You know, I felt like this is my home. And this is the home that I've known for the past 4 years. So, and of course, you know, I was still doing the arts, but just my lifestyle was different. I'm incredibly blessed to be here, and I do feel like I belong, just in a different way, if that makes sense. Wow, in a different way. People who are very accepting and very friendly, very open, very loving. So, of course, it's harder to relate when you are the only black girl in the house, because it was a few other black girls here, but now I'm the only one. So at times I did feel like I didn't have anyone to relate to in a way, because it was just me. But there's also like other Black people here, you know, and that's great. I love it. I love my Black people. But it's also pushed me to have broader connections with other people that don't look like me and get to know what it's like in another person's shoes, you know. It's just pushed me to reach out more to other people, and instead of staying in like one particular shell or one particular bubble of people. So yeah, I love it. It can be very weird, you know. I definitely dealt with like when my hair was bigger before I cut it and stuff, you know, people were like,
How can I touch your hair? Like, oh, like, wow, like, how did you get your hair like that? You know, and like, to me, that's normal. I'm like, girl, this is twist out. Like, girl, this is a braid out. Girl, this is a wash and go.
but you know, they don't know that. Their culture and the way they wear their hair is completely different. So, you know, it was interesting, like, having those conversations. At first, I was like, don't touch my hair.
Don't touch my hair.
You just start to embrace yourself more. Like, honestly, it's a gift being Black in Japan, in my opinion. It's a gift being Black, period. So you just gotta embrace who you are and know that you do stand out, but don't look at it like you stand out for the wrong reasons. You stand out for the right reasons, especially if you're pursuing your dreams. You gain new connections and new friendships when you live outside of a different country and you go study abroad and you pursue your dream. You can't come here trying to be a regular college student, because that's not how this works. This is a business at the end of the day. So you have to treat it with respect, and you have to, you know, uphold your integrity and your diligence while you're here working professionally. Like, of course, still have fun, still go live your life, you know, you can still party, and those are similar things that I was doing in college, but my mindset is different because I'm not a college student anymore. I'm now a professional. When I was still in school, my mind was more shifted towards working in Japan versus still being in school, if that makes sense. So yeah. This is the last question. Oh, my favorite food, number 9, favorite food. Favorite food. Dang, I got so many. I'm so indecisive when it comes to food. Like, I'm not a picky person, so I'm just like,
Okay, I'll try that. I'll try that.
Yeah, I don't know. I have to really think about that. Okay, well, I would say pizza and fries. Pizza and fries, or wings and fries. I think that's like a classic combination that I'll probably never get tired of. And I know that's so basic, but like, I don't know, there's so many dishes out there. Like, y'all, I've tried so many different foods since living here in Japan, and I freaking love it. Like, edamame, maybe sushi, miso soup, anything with miso, delicious. There's just so many foods I can't pick. Y'all don't stress me out. Don't stress me out. Don't make me choose. But yeah. So that wraps it up for all the questions. I hope to do another Q&A soon. So I'll post it on my story soon on Instagram or Facebook. I need you guys to give me your questions. And anything, honestly, you're curious about, just, you know, about me living here in Japan. Be respectful, but you know, if you have like any questions that are just out of the ordinary, ask them. I love y'all. Be blessed and highly favored. Bye.